So this is the HitchHikerXF, and one of the things that I have tried to design is, I know we all use a carabiner, but climbing a tree is a little different than rock climbing or industrial access, in that we get up in the tree and we move around a lot. In rock climbing, you'll have a person that is doing your belay, and they are concentrated on making sure that the belay device is properly configured, have stopper knots and all those kind of things. Industrial access, they have a couple different climbing systems. They'll have two systems working for them. Tree access, it's really hard because you get up and you don't have a person dedicated on belay. This is your device, and it'll be moving around on your harness and stuff. And it's important that it maintains proper configuration. This flop, any flop you get, really affects a carabiner. A carabiner can go sideways. A lot of things can happen to that carabiner, and I trust carabiners. I absolutely am not advocating not using a carabiner. But what I tried to design is something for my primary system that is very, that is not subject to the flop. I mean, this can move around, and a carabiner is not going to open up. It stays attached to my bridge, and it moves around. So if I do want to take it off, it takes numerous motions in order to remove it. And I can remove it, and then I can throw this around in the tree if I wanted to do a redirect, or for whatever reason. If I wanted to just get off the rope and walk away, get down out of the tree and walk away. I just don't find the slick pin to be an inconvenience at all. It's very easy, and it's obvious when you look at this device. You can see the stopper knots plainly. You can see the slick pin plainly, and it's very simple moving parts. So when I go up the tree, I consequently have this, and I've pointed out numerous times that when I walk up the tree, my hitchhiker will go in this configuration, and then when I get to the top of my ascent, I'll sit down and I'll have a couple inches, well, about 3 inches of movement in that, and it's not a problem. If I want, when I get up there and I'm in this configuration, I can always lift it up and take any of that sit back out. But anyway, guys are like, well, some people focus on sit back and stuff. So here's a solution for those that feel that a pulley is very important in a climbing device. Some of these things that people focus on, it's kind of like the strength of a knot. I don't know that that's the most important thing, but some people are interested in that. I find that the hitchhiker tends very well just moving across the pin. But here's a solution, and it's a very inexpensive solution, and it's not difficult to add to the system. This is simple pencil plastic sheave. They're about $6, and one of my 4 kilonewton carabiners. I will point out that when I'm putting this on and off, you'll notice, and I'll refer to this, but when you open the gate goes into that space where the rope channel is. That allows me to take that pulley off very easily. So to put this on, I'll take it, and sometimes I'll put it on the ring first if I want, and then I'll put the rope through there, and it'll vary. This is a little bit bigger rope. This is 11.7. If the rope is smaller and more supple, it makes it a little bit easier, but even that is not difficult. Again, so now I take this sheave and I'll put it on in the same way that I just took it off. You make sure the rope is kind of pulled in and out of the way, and so that fits in. That fits in there, and I'll put the nose goes in the hole of the sheave. And again, notice where the gate of that goes, of the carabiner goes in that sheave, rotates in, and now I have your pulley. So some people that really want a pulley and feel that that pulley makes limb walking that much easy, it kind of self configures. It also it does not impede my ascent. So there's my foot extender, and I will take the foldable socket, and that goes in that ring right there. Goes on my foot and attaches to the rope. And now I'm ready to stand up. And when I stand up, watch that the swing arm really doesn't have to go all the way up there. It just, so right there, it really hardly swings. And then when I sit down, and I'll take the sock off, fold up my socket, and this will go back on the back of my harness right there. So that's all I got hanging there for my foldable socket right there. So you can see, I'll come down a little bit, but you can see that pulley just pretty much self-orients and does what it needs to do for those that really want to have a pulley. Even if you're a dragging tail and coming down, it works. Another thing is, say you're going to do a 3-to-1 configuration, or an on-bite redirect, or anything that will put mechanical advantage up there. So I'll take my mechanical advantage, so now I have a 3-to-1 mechanical advantage. Now notice that this pulley and that 900 pound rated carabiner, it just rotates smoothly. If you were doing a limb walk, say, to speak, or whatever, I don't climb like this, I rope walk. But notice how that swing arm, even if I'm doing a hip thrust like this, I'm getting very little sit back. It just works out pretty slick. If you come down like that, it all stays out of the way. You don't have to worry about anything impacting or impeding your friction hitch. So coming off is just about like putting it on. I take it and I take that gate, get the rope in there as much as you can. The gate will go inside the channel. The pulley just comes off like this, and then you take the rope out of the carabiner and take that off. Anyway, I've just thought I'd throw that out there for people that absolutely, for whatever reason, wanted a pulley. But again, I can do a 3-to-1, I can do my limb walks, and I don't find that to be a problem for me. So. Alright, so this is the perspective from the top of my helmet. There we go. So how much sit back do I have? Hardly any.